What's your position here?
Associate principal
Okay.
for preschool through second grade.
All right. So.
And then I share the position with Mike Horton, and he's associate principal for grades 3 to 5.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to bring you down to the Bayberry cluster. That's where all our first grade classrooms are.
Okay.
And we also hold our English as a second language classrooms in that area as well. We have a whole cluster of kindergarten children, a whole cluster of first grade in this end of the building. So it's kind of a primary wing.
Right.
And then second grade is over in the red. And then we also have third, fourth, and then fifth, of course, is out in the trailers now.
Okay.
Yeah, except for one classroom of the fifth grade. So I'm
How
sure
many
you have
trailers are we
another
talking?
2. So
Okay.
we have 4 classes
Right,
out there
okay.
right now. So we're entering the Bayberry cluster area. We actually had to expand our kindergarten down to this area. So this is a kindergarten classroom, which would be traditionally more of a first grade space. We do not have a bathroom. The other kindergarten classrooms do, so they transition the children down the hallway.
Oh, I see.
This is one of our English as a language classrooms, and you'll see the students in there working separately outside the classroom with a teacher who's certified to teach children who are learning English.
Oh, what does the A say? A, apple, good job. Okay, one more person. One more person to show me one thing they noticed. Diego, come on up. Come on up. Use the pointer. Oh my God. One thing you noticed on our word wall today. Come stand up. What do you notice? Come on up. Oh, you see our vowel sound too? What does that say? A, apple. Good job. Very nice. Okay, so we have our focus wall. We're focusing on A, apple, is our vowel sound this week. We're reading about Jack and the Wolf. We're also going to read a story called The 3 Little Pigs. If you've heard that story before, touch your nose. Good job. The 3 Little Pigs.
In this class, is it to only speak English?
Oh yes, in the state of Massachusetts, that was a big vote, and so we only instruct children in English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But does she have
And
to know
they're-
Spanish too, the teacher?
Well, it's helpful, but not all of our ELL teachers know Spanish. And of course, we have children who speak many different languages. This is our other English language learner classroom. This is actually a shared space with 2 classroom teachers. So sometimes the teachers push into the classroom, and other times they teach in a separate space.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Jake.
How are you?
Good.
Good to
Can
see
you
you.
come in and see your space?
He
He's
can
not
come
like-
see it.
Thank you.
Come on over, but it's not authentic right now because Tina is not here.
Yes, of course.
So
Hi, kids. Now, what kind of class is this?
this is ELL.
Another ELL.
Another ELL.
How
and
many
this is
ELLs
shared.
do we have?
We have 3 ELL classrooms. This one, unfortunately, due to our space constraints, it's 2 teachers, as you see, sharing a class space. And as you saw in Deb's classroom across the hallway, we're utilizing every square inch we have in our building in order to meet the needs of the
Now,
students.
do these children stay as ELL until they're determined to be
Right,
able to?
I'm sure Vessi would love
Vessi?
to explain the whole process
They
to you.
actually they stay in ELL until they pass the test and they test out,
Mm-hmm.
which currently we have the Access, which is Weather test. We just implemented that 2 years ago. But
I
until then, they stay and they get help in reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
Okay, and so how long would you say it takes a child from that point to before they can be integrated with the rest of the school?
It depends. Some kids, 2 years, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Research says 5 to 7 years.
And then, okay, so after that's done, are they proficient to be able to go right in?
Absolutely. They're
They-
proficient and they score really well.
I see.
Bessie can also explain, based
Yes. Hmm.
on their proficiency level, that determines how much support they get. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, explain that to me.
If a child comes with no English, they're called beginners. That's
Mm-hmm.
level 1. So they spend 2.5 hours per day with me or with another ELL teacher. However, if their proficiency level is higher, if it's 3 or 4, they spend between 30 minutes to an hour per day, and the rest of the time is in their classroom.
So these kids do go back to their
So
classes?
they absolutely.
I see, okay.
So
I got it.
these
That's what I
guys
was
are
wondering.
not beginners, so they're here for 2.5 hours, but the rest of the children just come in for half an hour or an hour, depending on their level. This
you-
is grades 1 and 2.
Oh, I
This
see,
is an
okay.
example of a student who came with no English in kindergarten. Gino?
What's that?
Franklin's a perfect example of a student who came partway through his kindergarten year with no English, and he has really grown by leaps and bounds. We're very proud of his progress.
Here is a doctor. Here is a librarian. Librarian, nurse, firefighter, teacher, doctor, dentist, police officer.
Vicky, do you want to read? Victoria is from Bulgaria.
Yeah?
Magdalis is from the Dominican Republic. And we have Yolanda from El Salvador.
Oh, gosh.
Giraffe went down the path. The elephant went down the path.
Oh, you're very good. Would you like to read a little too? Go ahead.
The elephant went down the path. Hippo went the path.
That's very good too. You guys are really great. Thank you.
And they just started this year with no English, all these girls.
Well, we consider our cluster space an extension of the classroom.
I see.
So it's another little teaching opportunity spot for people. You'll see that people working on projects, getting small group instruction. Sometimes the speech teacher, occupational therapist will work within the cluster space as an extension of the classroom. Not like the good old days when you got sent to the hall. There's not,
Right, right. No, I understood. Oh,
So here we come to another ELL classroom. And it looks like they're waiting for some students to arrive.
We have a bunch more that are on their way.
Gino here.
Hello.
He's
Hi.
getting to know some of our services in our school and having a tour. Can you guys say hi?
hello.
Hi, will you say
Hi.
hello?
Can you tell a little bit about where your
Thank
students
you.
are from?
I'm Nicole Ridge. I'm the new ELL teacher here.
All right.
And hi, and this is our kindergarten.
Hi.
And so all of the students in this room right now, their families are from El Salvador.
Very nice.
Yeah. And they're so lucky because they speak Spanish and English.
So lucky.
Yeah.
So lucky to be able to do that.
I know. Tenemos mucha suerte porque podemos hablar inglés y español, ¿sí? ¿Es la verdad?
So you do have to speak some Spanish.
I speak a little Spanish with these guys because they need it. They're little.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Stephanie. Good morning.
So how long will it take you before you feel that?
Well, they're in a really great predicament because they're so close to baseline of what you learn in kindergarten that by the end of the year, they're going to be very close to on target with their peers.
Yeah. And do you find that a lot of the how do you mix the kids together, or does it come naturally? Like,
they're-
because the more they mix, the more they're going to use English.
Exactly. So kindergarten, they try to stay in their class a lot of the time, and they have some services with me, and then I travel to a bunch of the kindergarten classes to work with them in there so that they're constantly hearing English spoken with their peers. Bless you, Jafet.
Okay, kids. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, are we ready to write? Have you seen the kindergarten?